Welcome back to Conversations with Sharon and Rosa. I'm Rosa.
And I'm still Sharon.
Thank you all who are returning for another week of Conversations with Sharon and Rosa. We appreciate you each and every week for joining in, staying true,
Supporting us.
and supporting us.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we thank you. And for those who are new, we thank you for joining us, and we also ask that if you like this video, please subscribe, please like, please comment, and please share with those who you think will like it as well.
Yes.
Yeah. So before we get into today's topic, you know it's shout out time.
Shout out. Shout out.
Our first subscriber is Jeannie K. Thank you so much for being a subscriber to Conversations with Sharon and Rosa. Next, we have Dola J. Thank you, and thank you for your comment, too. We so appreciate you. I haven't heard from you in a while, but I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Also, Mona D.
Mona
Thank
D.
You.
All right. Mona D.
Thank you, Mona, for being a subscriber to Conversations with Sharon and Rosa. We appreciate you as well. So now that those are out of the way, we can get started. And today is going to be a little different show. We probably should have done this the first show of the new year, but we decided to do something different. So that's why we're doing it today. And we look through our top 5 videos, and we're going to just kind of recap those today. And that is dating older, dating younger. And I'm going from 1 through 5. So dating older, dating younger is the top one. Safe sex was number 2. And our original show where we introduced ourselves was at number 3. She cheated. Now what? Was number 4. And last but not least was coming out. More room out than in. That was number 5. So we're just going to recap probably the first 3 and not in that particular order. Just so... for those who are not familiar with the shows, you kind of hear what we have new and improved on those shows, or not.
Not so much.
So which one do you want to start off with today?
Oh, I think dating older, dating younger.
Ooh,
Yeah, because that kind of blew up that blew up the console, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you know, as Rosa had shared in our first opening video, you know, our focus is, you know, to communicate, bring pertinent information, you know, from our community to others in our community, and focusing on especially women and women of color. But everyone is welcome, and you know, our umbrella covers it all. Okay,
Absolutely.
So if you're tuning in, you're welcome. But we are obvious women of color, and we are lesbians, and we came from lesbian land.
Absolutely.
So with
some
that,
before others, but we don't go there.
You want to go there already?
No, I'm not going.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just want to know how we're going to start this new year off. So having said that, one of the most popular segments that we did have is dating older, dating younger. And as one of the disclaimers that we put in every show, or should, is that we are not professionals. We are just 2 ordinary women out there loving each other, happening to present, you know, women of color and lesbian women at that. So we're not, you know, so the PhDs don't be calling us and saying that we got it wrong. We're just telling you how we feel and how things have rinsed through our life.
Yeah, our experiences, and we are older and younger.
Yeah,
in some people's eyes.
So as we did the show the first time, like I said, evidently we must have struck a chord, because there are a lot of older lesbians out there dating younger women, and of course the reverse. Yeah. So using ourselves as examples, we are, you know, as Rose and I often say, we're not just talking about it, we are living it.
Absolutely.
All right? And it's no wrong, it's not right, it's just who you are and you doing what you're doing. We shared with our audience, our experiences. As a norm, I thought, you know, as I had to look at my own history, I was trying to wind it back. As a norm, I've always been attracted to younger women. However, even I had some boundaries on that. I didn't think that I would find myself partnering with a woman more than 15 years my junior. And so it worked for us. We're more than lucky. We don't mind saying that we're blessed. But there's so many love stories out there in lesbian land. We just happen to be one.
Yes.
But there's some things we just had to talk about. Some of us, and I'm going to speak for the older OGs out there, my people, some of us purposely are attracted to young people, and younger people are attracted to us. But there's some women out there, we're just going to say it, there's some gold diggers out there. Mm-hmm. And we ain't cracking on nobody.
We talked about that, a little bit in the first segment
right.
of the show.
So, yeah, we did. There's some people out there that have some... what we say, what's the plan? They got different plans for you. So even though I know you think you think you ready to rock and roll, but they got a different plan for you. But what we did get out of this segment is that we're not alone. We're not the first. We're not the last. It's just to be careful, be mindful, and sometimes we want it too much.
Yeah,
I think sometimes we're too thirsty.
Well, I think a lot of the times too, people come to the table with things that they wish they still had. Like most of the times when an older person is looking for a younger person, it's the qualities of something that they used to have. Like mm-hmm. maybe they're vibrant, maybe they have cute figure, whatever it may be, or they just want somebody cute on their arm, whatever.
I think I can relate to that.
Yeah.
Some of my friends. I'm speaking for some of my friends.
But as far as the gold digging part of that show, I know when we were talking about the show, when I was dating, a lot of women that I dated that was older did kind of think that, like, what do I want? Type thing. Right.
And what are you looking for? Why are you dating me? Right. Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, boo. I'm coming with what I'm coming with, and you have what you have. But yeah, so I think that struck a chord in a lot of people too.
Mm-hmm. It did. So, having said that, one, we want to encourage you to go see the video, and to get your input on it as well. And like I said, our story is our story. Mm-hmm. We'd like to hear if you have a similar story. We'd like to hear from you.
But I definitely want to leave you with this: not every young person is a gold digger.
Absolutely.
Just so you know that.
That's good to know. That's good to know. But if you are one, you know who you are. Okay.
That part.
You could go on with that one, Rosa. What else we want to talk about today? Popular.
Well, the safe sex.
Ooh, that blew it up. Look, I'm serious. I think people were looking for me in the grocery store on that one. Everyone had a lot to say about safe sex, and in the video, I reviewed that the other day, and it's interesting. One, we were saying that people, for some reason, think that they can define it for themselves. We also asked, you know us, we keep it real. Do you even, or are you even having that conversation with your partner or partners or whoever you are connecting with like that? Mm-hmm. And if you're not, why not? Absolutely. This was our take on it. Rosa and I were talking about, if you're out there and you're dating and you're connecting with someone, when is the right time to have that conversation about safe sex? Well, here it is. It's before you have sex. Okay, it's simple as that.
Well, it's simple said, but how often is it done? Because when you're in the situation
in the thrones of passion,
right, it's like, really, are you going to talk about that, or is that something that you talk about prior to? But then is it presumed that you're gonna have sex when you meet somebody? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
we're not
a fine line.
Well, we're not talking about your first date in the first 10 minutes.
I know, but I'm saying you don't know when that sexual moment might even start or happen. So is that something that you talk about, presuming you may have it, or whatever the case may be?
Well, I do. I mean, when I was out there, dating, long before I became the married woman that I am today, but I was not uncomfortable having the conversation. I mean, we would have some, deep dialogue about that because, I was, when we were reviewing the film, it was one statement they were saying, let's not forget, that lesbians do some very intimate acts. and so do everyone else. We're not saying that we're unique in that, but if you're willing to do those things, go that far with the person you're having sex with, don't you want to back up for a moment and want to know what their history is? Right. Even if they're telling you a lie, you need to have the conversation.
But safe sex needs to go all the way around. It doesn't matter who you're having sex with, whether you straight.
Oh no. I mean, I'm just talking to us, but I'm saying that goes for everybody. You're absolutely right. But why wouldn't you have that conversation? You're going to do something very, very deep,
intimate,
yeah. So
fluids.
So
went too far, right?
Yeah, right. Like, see, it's not me this year. It's Rosa. She went too far. No, but seriously, why? I can't imagine you not having that conversation with the person that that you're seeing, more or less sleeping with. So,
and I'll tell you what, if you have the conversation and it turns the person off, that you're just even asking those questions, they're not the person you need to be sleeping with.
Right. And let's not forget, even if with all due diligence, let's say you have the courage to have the conversation with your potential partner, it doesn't mean that he or she is telling you the truth.
Yeah,
right.
True.
Somewhere in there, you got to make a decision in your mind that one, we had a conversation. Number two, what he or she said to you is true, and you're willing to believe it, and you go on from there. Right. Because someone could say, well, last time I had sex was 4 years ago, and my ex-partner died. Oh, and I haven't had sex since. Well, is that true?
Right.
Right. So somewhere in there, you have to make a decision on whether or not the person's being truthful with you, and do you believe it, and should we go further than that? Right. So we said all that to say today we wanted to revisit that because that was, like I said, one of the most popular videos that was viewed, and it makes sense because who's not having sex, especially with COVID?
Right.
Yeah, everybody's shut in together. It's got the
I know
baby
so many
boom.
Pregnancies happening.
Right. It's gonna be a tremendous baby boom.
Right.
COVID-19 babies. That's what they're gonna call them. But seriously,
what they are.
Yeah, but for our friends in lesbian land, we've been getting just as busy as everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So like I said, take care of yourself. Take care of the person also that you're getting ready to sleep with. You do need to know what the diseases are. You do need to know what it looks like, what the symptoms are. Take care of yourself in that department also.
Right.
So I personally, it was one of my favorite videos. Yeah, it really was. So.
Mine too. I mean, for me, it was. I'm not big when it comes to talking about like sex, money, and all of that, but Sharon makes it comfortable enough that I can share stuff with. So it became one of my favorite videos. It didn't start out being one of my favorite videos.
And perhaps sometimes that's a generational difference, or it's just who you are or whatever. But if you think enough of the person to go and do the horizontal hula, I cannot imagine you not wanting to talk to them about something that important.
Yeah.
And if you don't know, what's going on, really download it. Go, the county gives you all the information you would ever want to know. Anything else you get off the internet, and doesn't mean it's true just because it's written. But again, you need to do your own due diligence, and one, to educate yourself, two, to have the conversation with your partner or partners.
Yes.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
so I think we beat that up enough.
Absolutely.
So a lot of topics last year. Some of them were my favorite, and not just because I thought the subject matter was so juicy. It was your response to it, the feedback we were getting. I don't think this is where we should talk about the one that we had the most. I can't call it negative feedback. That was most explosive. And that was the one we were talking about, bisexual women.
I'm not even touching that anymore.
Oh, no.
I'm so over that.
Okay.
I just think they thought we were hating, and we weren't. And it's like, we love everybody in lesbian land or bisexual land, wherever land you're in, we're good.
We're good, so
we good.
And it wasn't a criticism because we have as many questions as you do.
It's just an opinion of ours, and it's okay to have opinions. And I think a lot of people were just taking that out of content too. Like, we respect your opinion, just respect ours as well.
Yeah, so it was very popular, though it wasn't the top 5, but it was very explosive. Like I said, when we were reading the feedback, we were like, as Rosa said, we were feeling some kind of way about it, because we didn't want to take it personal, but somebody out there was, very
going in.
very sensitized to the subject. Yeah. Okay, so
yeah, they were acting like we didn't get the assignment on that one, but it's okay. But one of our other biggest most popular videos was the original one where Sharon and I, our very first show, where we explained who we were, what our mission was for this platform, and raising children during this time. Yeah, we explained all that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we gave you all everything about us in that show. Right. That original show.
And as we say that on a
nothing's changed.
On a professional note, and that was show number 1, and I think we're going to do show number 70 this week. So we've come a long way in that just about a year and a half, and
you can see the growth.
You can see the growth, but one woman said we had the microphone in the wrong place; it looked muffled, and somebody else said it looked like we were being kidnapped, and so we had to take the hit.
It was trial and error,
right?
And when you look at some of our first, shows, maybe that first month, where I had like the music in the beginning, and it's like, yeah, I'd rather talk more than play that. So we took all that out, just did a lot of stuff, trial and error, and was getting feedback. So we appreciate those who was giving us feedback to help us grow and who continue to do that. We
and been patient. They've been very, very patient. Because like I said, we will be doing show number 70. And let's see, give me another one.
She cheated.
Oh, wait. Okay, here it is. I think it's a tie on this one. You're right. She cheated. Now what? That was a video, and we got all kind of comeback for that. And the other one was coming out. There's more room out than in.
Yes.
Those two were the bomb. So which one you want to talk about first?
Oh, we got to talk about one of them.
You don't have. Oh,
let's talk about coming out.
No, we could talk about she cheated.
Oh, well, okay.
I'm messing with you. I don't. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
We'll talk about both. How about that? So coming out on that video, we got a lot of feedback. And Sharon and I shared our coming out stories, and you all shared yours too. We appreciate that. So that was a pretty good show.
It was very good for many reasons. One, no two coming out stories are the same.
Most of them are similar though.
Yes,
because every time you say something, they be like, "Oh, that's kind of like my story. My story was like Rosa's. I was married once, now I'm not. I was in out, So it's similar, but."
And then I think we kind of not part ways, but it was just then there's people like kind of in my group who were the older lesbians who had different type of sensitivities to coming out. And let's not forget, everybody who watched the show is not out.
Absolutely.
Right, that's a safe statement.
We know that.
Some of us, they probably viewing our show in the closet, literally.
Well, we got a lot of feedback when we decided to go live, and people were like, well, you can't really hide who you are live, And then I can tell by some of the names that come through under the show that people may not necessarily be out. People don't want their name out. And when I give shout outs, that's why I don't do the last names, because there's a lot of Marys and there's a lot of Karens and there's a lot of Sharons, and so people don't really know who you are per se. So that's why I just kind of say the first name and last initial. Unless I know you personally, I might say it.
Well, conversely, there are people who are very comfortable with themselves, and you need to pronounce my name correctly and all that. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. So that has been a wonderful part of the journey. I feel like it goes from from left to far right about how people feel about certain subjects, but. One of the benefits I think of doing this show is giving people, they see us on our platform and we see how very much we do have in common, especially as just black women in America, women, lesbian black women, multiracial people, all of that under the same rainbow flag. And I would say there's a lot of stories in lesbian land. Yes. No two are the same, but once you stand naked and tell your truth, you give others around you permission to do the same thing.
Absolutely.
And
I'm proud that our show was able to do that for some, because some people share with us that they haven't even come out yet, and this is the way I guess they chose to do that. Right. And so that makes us feel definitely me proud that we are even sharing with you all and allowing you all to share and making you comfortable enough to share.
Sure.
Or to come out.
Right. And we're touching people's lives. And it's not an act. It's not a joke. It's not something that we're trying to be. We truly are it.
Yes.
We're being it, living it, doing it. And it's true and real for us. So what we appreciate, like I said, one, that we're able to connect to so many of our people, and that it's I hope you walk away with a high sense of okayness about it.
Right.
And if you don't, look at another video. You know what I mean? So, because we're all human, and that humanity is what brings us all together. But, it's a little different when you're talking about the rainbow children.
Absolutely.
And different doesn't mean bad, but it's just a little different. That's just the way the setup is. So we got a lot. I was very, very, on a personal level, I was flattered that we had, done what we set out to do so very effectively. And
so for those who shared their story, like I said, I so appreciate that. And if you all are still kind of on the fence, don't know if you want to come out, call Sharon. She'll talk to you.
I'll help you. I'll help you. So there's much,
if that's what you want to do.
No, really, much more room out than in. And
we're not forcing anybody out.
No,
you
no,
do that
not
at your
all.
own,
And I would never out anybody either.
Absolutely.
I mean, I just was so anti that for the last 50 years. You don't do that. This is, it can be painful. It can even be dangerous. You don't know how other people going to, respond to your gayness, even though like, oh, hallelujah, you need to tell me, I need to show you who I am. And they may very well have something less than wonderful reception of you.
I heard a story just this weekend. I was away on the East Coast, and I was talking to a few friends of mine, and a young girl wanted to come out to her parents and told them that, she thinks she likes girls, and the mother said she's gonna beat it and pray it out of her. And
was she serious?
Yeah, very serious. So it's sad that how in today's society, we still have that mentality of not allowing people to be who they think they want to be. Even if it's not something that she's gonna be. If that's what she's telling you, then, we need to listen as parents. So
can I ask how old she was?
I think she's like 13. Yeah. So I know she's still in either junior high or high school, one of them. So, but anywho, I'm not going to go there anymore on coming out. You all can definitely rewatch the show if you like. But, I guess our last but not least most viewed show was She Cheated. Whew. Now what? What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing because it's a hard one. I'm laughing, but I'm not feeling joyous inside because it's something that can happen in any relationship at any time to anybody, and it doesn't just affect you and that relationship, but your friends, your family, your other. It just gets explosive. So there's enough hurt to go around.
Absolutely. This is one of my things about, cheating. If you feel like somebody is cheating on you, more than likely, it's probably true if you got that gut feeling. I know there's a show on the radio station that we watch called War of the Roses. And most of the time people call up and ask if, to send roses to someone else or just to send roses and who they're going to send it to.
Right.
And it's normally the other person. Because why? They thought the person's cheated. More than likely, they were. So I think I probably heard a few that person may have sent it to the right person. But other than that, it's just that gut feeling. So normally when you have that, it's probably true.
Yeah, but and not
saying it's always true, but more than likely.
Yeah, we're not trying to minimize it. If you are cheating or you with someone who is cheating, and it's such a dramatic moment in your relationship when you find out if it's that it's true. Your worst fears it's hurtful. It's sad. And it begins to unravel. Yes. And not just your life. Your friends are affected. Oftentimes our family are affected as well. And what if there's children involved? So it's like I said,
and nothing is going to be the same. Even though, depending on how you all worked it out, if you stay together or not, it's still not going to be that same dynamic relationship you probably once had.
Right.
Because that trust had been broken. You know, like that chain is broken, and now you trying to super glue it back, and it doesn't even, hold the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah. And it's sad. We've seen it happen all too often, and it can get very, very ugly. So how do you know? What signals do you receive? Right. If it is true that your partner's cheating, what do you do about it? Right. Do you split immediately? Or do you go to counseling? Do you try to pick up the pieces? Or what's wrong with me?
It just depends on where you are in the relationship. I mean, some people just need that one more thing to walk out the door. You know what I'm saying? So they don't even want to work it out. Other people, depending on if you're married or you're just newly dating, then it may make, a bigger difference. You don't want to just walk away if you're kind of married. You got to kind of see.
How is one kind of married?
No, I'm just saying, if you're married, you don't want to walk away.
It makes a difference. Like you said, kids are involved, or even if not.
But if you're newly dating, you just roll out. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? But what happens to the other person? As you said, look, sounds like she's done it before. Okay, all you do is roll out. Okay.
I wasn't saying roll out like that. I'm just saying it makes it easier if you find out somebody's cheating than if you kind of, have paperwork involved. That's all. You just be like, I'm done.
Yeah, but like as you said, once you break that trust, you don't get it back. Humpty Dumpty never was the same. Never was. You know, and so what do you do? Do you confront the person? Do you tell them like, hey, I'm feeling something and it's not a good feeling? Do is there someone other than me? You're working late at the office. You never get dressed like that to go to the casino. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm talking about me. Okay. So
yeah, she be looking dapper going out the door sometimes, and I'm like, "You going? Where you going?"
No, as we say, where you really going? So like I say, not to make light of it, it's everyone handles it the way that they feel is best to handle it. Mm-hmm. What happened? You said, well, okay, she's cheating, but I don't know the woman, so I'm going to pretend like it didn't happen. As long as you say it,
it's over.
Yeah, it's over, and I'm not going to see her no more. And it's okay until it happens a second time. What happens if you're in love with a serial cheater? There's some people who just don't play well or fair in the sandbox. Yeah. Or how about this? I love you too. So, and if you've never been there, you've never been there. But if you have, it's like I said, it's a hard moment. It's a hard moment. And Rosa and I, we've had so many conversations, hence the name of the show. But I would hope if something like that, that painful came across my world, communication, I would,
communication is key. Yeah.
It is, but and not just the conversation. In the communication, you're saying like, hey, I hope you're being honest, because right now my gut tells me that someone else is in this relationship other than me. Mm-hmm. Now, you put the onus on your partner to, that's a great get out of jail free card, which says, let me tell you, right, you let me tell the truth right now, or forever get out my face.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just think it's difficult. I don't think it's one size fit all. I don't think no two people handle it the same. There's some people. I remember when we were getting together. You got to have a couple of no matter what's. Yeah. And I remember when we had a conversation. It wasn't about cheating, but it was just like, hey, tell me something that I better not ever do to you, ever. Yeah. Right? And your reply was, "You better not. Don't hit me." She's
don't put your hands on me.
Right. She was like, don't you? Violence will not be supported. You ain't got to tell me twice, right? So I get it. So when somebody else, their reply may be, "Don't ever cheat on me."
Yeah.
And if you do, that's when your name goes on the piece of paper with a line through it, and we throw it in the garbage can, because that person is done with you.
Absolutely.
Done. I don't want to hear how you fell in love and it was an accident and she looked at you first and she called you and blew up your phone. Don't even want to hear it.
Yeah.
Don't want to hear it. So I don't think it's the bottom line with me. I don't think so. I think I would be hurt, but I don't think I would just draw the line saying we could never work this out.
Oh, really? No, just kidding.
No, I mean it. I mean, you know, I mean,
I do get it.
you know, I don't know how you feel about that. You know, if I was to cheat on you, what would happen? I wouldn't be here no more.
Let's just say you be doing conversations with Sharon.
What happened to Rosa?
Let's just say, to be on the safe side,
Really?
you'll just be having conversations.
By myself. Huh? Okay. No.
So,
Have we ever had that conversation?
I don't know.
No, we have. We have. Well,
No,
first of all, I would say that there's
No,
nothing
we've
to
had
worry
the
about.
conversation. We haven't had the conversation, whereas what will definitely happen, you know.
Well, you know, people can say what they want, but you're not there until you're there.
So yeah, I think our conversation had a little bit more to do with like what you don't want me to do, but it didn't have anything to do like it's over if, you know, we do this or we can work it out. And the fact that we're married, it is different. The situations is always different for everybody. So that's the thing, you know, like wherever you are, you know, whatever you accept. Some people are okay with cheaters. Some just not because they've been cheated on too many times.
Right.
Some is in between. Well, I don't know, depending on who it was with. As long as it wasn't with my best friend, we good. You know, whatever that
Right.
it was,
Right.
you know, or somebody I know or whatever.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, it just depends on each person.
As long as I get a new car, you know,
Yeah,
he
exactly.
gave me a new ring, so she, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, but it's a hard one. So, you know, as Rosa has said many times, you know, we're not professionals. We're just rinsing some things to you because we're in the, you know, we're in a significant part of humanity as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're just telling you, you know, our story. You know, as they say, do not try this at home. Don't try this at home. You say, well, Sharon and Rosa said it would work. No, we didn't. We're just telling you how we worked it out. And we were saying we're wishing you the best. And as I say that, as with last year, we're wishing you the very best.
Of all good things. Stay safe and stay woke. Thank you.